What's going on, U.S. history people? This is Mr. Norris.
And Mr. Lawrence.
We have video number 1 in the Rise of American Power unit. This one is on the United States getting involved in the world on a global scale. We're going to talk about some factors that contributed to the U.S. getting involved with the rest of the world. And these factors should seem familiar as we saw them in Global 2 last year.
So some big ideas you studied last year, which are applicable to U.S. history as well, with the idea of imperialism. And as a nation starts to industrialize, it starts to interact more with other countries around the world. So new technology is very important, allows for better communication and transportation that leads to faster exchanges of idea. Things like the telegraph, steam-powered engines will be able to move people quicker, faster, and have more interaction.
And to go along with that, we have raw materials, and we know this from our industrialization unit, that businesses need new raw materials for production of goods. And as the U.S. is becoming more industrialized, they're going to need more raw materials, so they'll begin to look outside of the United States' borders to acquire them.
One thing we'll also notice with this unit, we'll talk more about Teddy Roosevelt, and we'll start talking about the U.S. Navy and the growth of the U.S. as a naval power. The U.S. becomes a global power and begins to set up bases around the world. So it will be very important for the United States to take territories that kind of dot the globe. They're almost kind of like, I would say, gas stations of the time period for ships to reload, to resupply, refuel, allow sailors to get off, walk around a little bit, and then get back on.
Absolutely. And continuing with that, we have Manifest Destiny. That is now complete at this time, but people are going to continue with this expansionist idea. Again, this divine mission to expand from coast to coast. And this idea that the United States should not only expand from coast to coast in the United States, but also expand to other areas of the world.
Now, as we've studied, we've talked about with this expansion, whether it's on the continental United States or imperialism last year in global studies, very often there are people who do not support it. There will be people who are negatively impacted, very often natives. So one of the excuses why many countries will start to imperialize is this philosophy of social Darwinism, this idea of survival of the fittest. The stronger nation has the power to take over a weaker nation. So if a country doesn't want to be imperialized, they need to become stronger. That was a reason that many countries like Great Britain or the United States would use in order to justify some of the imperialistic practices of the time.
Love that word, justify. You see that often. All right, and finally, we have religious reasons. Missionaries will spread ideas of Christianity throughout the world. So the desire to spread religion, a common theme throughout really world history when it comes to exploration, will continue here, and many in America will want to spread the ideas of Christianity throughout the world, especially in Asia. All right, guys, please at this time go to the beginning of your packet and answer the question that correlates to this video, the proper page that goes with page 3 of this packet, and remember to answer them in at least 2 to 3 sentences, please. And we look forward to seeing you back here for video number 2.